So who's ready for a challenge, guys? I've got a pretty good one for a number of reasons, and I think it's gonna be a lot of fun for people who participate, but it involves these guys here, okay? What I actually want to do is have a snake gourd growing contest across some YouTube channels this year. The goal is to get some snake gourd seeds. I've got some because these are the two that I let go to seed last year, and I've got some seeds from both the longer one and the shorter one. And I'm gonna kind of mix them up, you know, put some from each bag in there. And I'm willing to send some of these out. Now, if you guys have a YouTube channel, you wanna enter this contest, all you gotta do is, you know, get a hold of me, let me know, and I will do my best to get you some seeds. I've got a lot going on right now, so it may simply be that I just take your name and address, grab a packet of the seeds, ship it in there, you know, no personalized note, no whatever, just get them to you and in your hands. And then you guys can get set up to grow your own snake gourds this year. Now, there's a number of reasons that I want to do this. First and foremost is that these are one of my top 3 garden plants of all time right now. Okay, along with them on the list is the red Malabar spinach, and then also the Chinese red noodle bean. Those are 2 that I absolutely love. I love the way they produce in the heat. I love the amount of food that they make. And then same thing with these. All those foods in the past 4 years have been brand new to me, but I like them better than, you know, even peppers. I mean, seriously, as far as like feeding a family and having just some rich, good food from your own property that really cranks it out. Yeah, those are my top 3. So since I love these, and since I really enjoyed the fact that I tried them, and since they make some crazy, I mean, these can get up to 7 feet long, guys, okay? I didn't have any that went that long, but we're gonna try this year to see who can grow the biggest one, and there's a couple cool things that's gonna happen with that. So one of the cool things that's gonna happen, people, is you're gonna get to try your own snake gourds. This one's got a little tomato and Chinese red noodle beans on it. Yeah. There's a reason that's one of my top 3 garden plants. We actually had so many last year, and my family will get a meal or more out of one snake gourd. We'll just slice it up, or we'll cut it lengthwise and then slice it up and stir fry them. And a lot of them we just froze in gallon freezer bags. I mean, I just took some different things, you know, noodle beans, snake gourds, other things, chopped them up, put them in freezer bags, tossed them in the freezer, and now we just heat up a little bit of oil or butter, and we've got some really easy meals in the winter. We can either just eat them like this, you know, just vegetarian, or we can sit there and cook some meat too and mix it to them, but they make some really tasty stir fries. The best way that I can describe the flavor of these to you is, personally, I think they kind of remind me of like those little mini corn cobs that you get inside like an Asian stir fry. And one of the cool things is, one time I made a stir fry for the family, and we're sitting there eating, and everyone, you know, even all my little peppers are and everyone's talking about how great it is. But guys, I forgot to season it. I just cooked them, you know, with some oil or butter, probably butter, and everyone was raving about it. I mean, even small children were talking about how great it was, and I didn't even season it. So you guys, okay, because to grow a really big one, you don't want a bunch growing on a vine. You want to, you know, the plant to mostly send most of its power to one. It sends off new ones. You know, you're going to harvest them at about 2 feet or so and start saving them for your family to eat, eating them fresh, and then finding some ways to preserve them too, like freezing or something. I haven't looked into things like pickling them or stuff, but we did have so many last year, pickles and cucumbers, that we just made up for the winter, that, you know, it wouldn't have been useful for us to have that many. But definitely love them in stir fries. So great, so tasty. If you've not tried them yet, this is going to give you an opportunity to give them a try. So for me, last year I decided to build this gourd tunnel, and the reason I did that is these seeds originally came from Baker Creek. If you've ever been to the Baker Creek Heirloom Seed Company up in Mansfield, Missouri, they have a wonderful, massive gourd tunnel. That inspired me to make this one, and I've actually got another one that I'm going to grow them on this year. This is going to be where the Chinese red noodle beans grow this year. But just used some cedar posts, some handy panels, built it up, and then this whole thing was just hanging down. You know, there was 2 of them over here on this side, because I grew the birdhouse gourds on this side. But as you'd walk through, you know, these were dangling here last year, just getting bigger and bigger, and we were harvesting the rest of them. So one thing you may want to consider if you're going to be entering this contest is they're going to need somewhere to grow. I'm not really going to grow mine across the ground, probably ever. I want them to be up on some sort of trellis, where they can hang down and grow straight, especially if you're going for a nice long one. And it also kind of needs to be sturdy. I'm going to reinforce this one a little bit because there is some play to it, which is fine, but I want to make sure that this can last for years to come. So another thing I did with mine is I direct sowed them. I didn't start them off inside, I direct sowed them. And that's one thing that I like to do mostly with my gourds. I'm not sure how you like to do it. Experiment, try a couple different things, whatever you want. But this was so cool, this was so fun last year, and I was definitely blessed by the harvest that we had because it was our first year growing them ever. And I'm definitely looking forward to next year, or this year, seeing if I can get some even bigger ones, better ones, do a better job growing them. So like I said, if you are somewhere in the United States and you want, I will sit there and ship some seeds to you for free. It'll probably be somewhere less than 10 or so. We did have 80% germination on them last year, but if you can get any to grow to maturity, first of all, you'll be entered in the contest. Just do a video. You can do as many videos throughout the spring or summer as you want, into the fall, but do a video of your final one and your measuring and how it worked out for you. But we did have 80% germination with these. I do also offer them for sale in our store, our online store. I'll link it in the description. But we originally, bought ours from Baker Creek, and here's kind of the package from them. You can see how beautiful that is and how cool that looks. This is the Kikinda competition strain gourd. On the back of here it says, grow mammoth 7-foot gourds and amaze your family. Super tasty fruits are tender up to 4 feet long. The tenderness and great flavor made them a favorite in our kitchen. Fun for craft projects and entering garden fairs. The Kikinda comes from a small village in eastern Serbia. This town is famed for their pumpkin festivals. We grew ours in the Gourd tunnel, and it's important to trellis if you want straight fruit. So I absolutely agree with them. They are so tasty, absolutely delicious. They were a hit in our kitchen as well. And we were harvesting them 2.5, 3 feet and still eating them. They say they're good up to 4 feet. So even some of these, I didn't get any 7-footers, but we'll see what we can do this year. And there's a little bit of stuff that I was doing last year, experimenting, that I think had a negative effect actually on my crop and on the way they were growing. So this year I'll be able to learn from that. But if you've ever grown gourds for fruit, if you ever like something that's a good, stir-fry vegetable, if you like something, especially if you got a decent-sized family, or, know a lot of people in your area who could use some extra food, a lot of food comes out of this. The people that I served it up for last year when I cooked it and brought it to different, like, dish passing things, definitely enjoyed it. It was new to them, it was strange, they're like, what is this? But when they ate it, they really did like it. So, here's the deal. As far as this contest goes, well, check the description. I've already got some people, I think PG Nano Farms, Wholesome Roots, Little Creek Homestead, Farmer G, Old Camp Ranch. I think I've already gotten seeds out to all of them. There's some others to come. I will do what I can. I don't think I'll be able to supply seeds for everyone, but the goal here is just that I want to see your journey of trying to grow a big one of these. We'll figure out something. I'll put together some sort of prize package or something for the actual winner of the thing. But what I want to do is just provide people the opportunity to try something new that's worked really well for us, and it's really blessed our family. It's something that maybe you wouldn't, exactly pick up on your own if you kind of stick to more traditional stuff, but it's a friendly competition way type of thing to inspire others to try some new food, grow some stuff for their family. And like I said, I believe in some of this stuff so much that, I'll provide seeds for whoever I can. Been giving away stuff for years, and it's definitely something that I want to, encourage and inspire and even equip others to start taking more control over even their food supply. And this is something you're not going to find in the Walmart produce department. You're not just going to head over to your local Harps or Cops or County Market or whatever you got by you, HEB, and be like, oh good, let's grab a snake gourd for dinner tonight. It's just not an option. So you've got to kind of step out of that realm, start taking things in your own hand and do it. So I'll get you guys some seeds. Like I said, you can document as much of your growing thing as you want, but I'm just hoping to see some videos at the end. You actually got to have a video where you show what happened and measure the thing to fully be entered, and then we'll kind of see how people did. I think it'll be really cool to document, really cool just to kind of have this be a nice, challenging community, collective attempt at trying just to get some really big snake gourds. I haven't really done any research on how to grow really big ones. I just know what I know from last year being my first year, but these weren't too bad for my first year. And the cool thing too is when they do dry at first, like I cut these open for the seeds, They still got a little bit in them, but they almost sound like a rain stick, you know, where you sit there and you go, and it rattles all the way down and rattles all the way the other way. I'm not sure what all you could do. I can maybe make some didgeridoos for the kids out of these. You know, it could work, or other things, but we definitely like growing them. I love the size, impressed with them. And while I got you here, I'll show you my new plan for growing them this year. So this is actually the start of the structure that I'm gonna be growing them in this year. This is eventually going to be kind of like my gourd tunnel, but it's going to be angled back towards the sun and then come down over there. I may put a table and some chairs and stuff underneath here. It'll eventually be used. I've got a couple cold hardy kiwis already planted here. My plan is 4 females and 2 males, and let them run up this thing and cover it. But it's going to take them some years to be able to do that because they're a slower growing plant. They're not just going to run up there this year when they barely have a root base. So while I'm waiting for them to do what I want them to do, I can grow other things like my snake gourds here. And that's what I'm going to do this year. I did the same thing last year. I had some muscadine grapes planted that I ran tomatoes over them because they were small. They were just establishing the root base, and eventually they'll spread out across the whole wire, the whole fence I got. But the tomatoes did great on there last year. So this is where I'm growing. You can see it's quite a tall thing. It'll have plenty of room for these buggers to hang down. I can't wait to see it. I mean, when it's lush and green and covered and dangling, it's gonna be so cool, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan. Now, I don't expect others to kind of go as big as I'm going on this, but I do wanna see what you guys can do. I wanna see how it works out for you and you know, what happens. Hopefully, some people will get introduced to a new great food, and hopefully some people will have some fun just trying to do something that they really haven't done before. So for anyone who signs up to join this, I do appreciate it because I can't really have a contest with myself other than trying to grow a longer one than this year. But I think it's more fun to get the community involved, get some seeds out there, let some people try some different stuff, and have some encouraging, friendly competition. And then also, it may be that some of you guys are way better at growing these than me. And by you sharing what you did to get yours the way that you did, it can benefit me in the end and make my gardening life and my investment a lot easier and a lot wiser. So I appreciate that too. All right, guys, I'll get them seeds out and we'll start the contest soon enough. Pop out. Did you guys have fun growing these last year?
Yeah.
Yeah? How'd they look in the tunnel?
Cool.
Yeah? How'd they taste on the plate?
They taste like bean corn.
But how did they taste?
Good. Really good.
Really good. You remember that time when I forgot to season them and everyone was talking about how good they were?
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, huh? So you think that if people join this contest and grow their own this year, that they're going to enjoy eating them as well as trying to get a big one?
Yeah.
Yeah. How much food do you think they provide for a family?
A lot. A lot.
A lot. Do you guys remember how many we had last year?
I think like, I don't know. 100?
I bet you we probably had 40 or more. 40 or 50 maybe.
And we still have some freezer back.
Oh yeah, we still got some more to eat. As always, I'm Papa Pepper, and I'd like to remind you, don't post for free. If you'd like to be part of a revolution in social media, an economic power to the people where users can actually blog for cryptocurrency, then I'd recommend that you check out steemit.com and join the revolution. Papa out.